we're going to hear from shortly. And here at the White House with Jennifer Granholm, our former governor and energy secretary, Gina McCarthy, the National Climate Advisor, and Kathleen Hicks, the Deputy Secretary of Defense. And we're here to make an announcement that sounds a little complex on the surface, but really it's about something quite simple.
So, Democratic lawmakers in the Senate, including Chuck Schumer, have finally come up with a new plan to gain support from Senate Democrat Manchin on President Biden's bills. And it has been confirmed that a payment of $1,800 will be sent out to people this year. And remember, folks, the whole goal of this channel is to provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. I want every member of my community to receive the much-needed stimulus check that everyone needs. So we all know that Congress must get President Biden's bill passed before the midterm elections, and Democratic lawmakers are starting to blame each other for the slow negotiations. There are several Democrats that are frustrated with Chuck Schumer, but Chuck Schumer is now talking with the chief of staff of the White House to finally get massive spending bills passed and the climate agenda approved as well. According to CNN, both people are working together to gain more support from all lawmakers in Congress, including progressives and moderate Democrats like Manchin. Chuck Schumer and Senator Ron Klain have doubled down on a new strategy, which is really great news. They have said that they are speaking to progressive lawmakers several times a day to lock in their support for Biden's agenda. But there have been big developments over the past few weeks. During a Zoom call with the 4 Democratic senators who've been main proponents of extending the child tax credit, the chief of staff insisted that the administration was still fighting for it to remain in a salvaged version of the spending bill. Biden said publicly at a press conference that extending the child tax credit is still his top priority. And the good news, everybody, is that there's still money left to be claimed for the expanded child tax credit. So the monthly expanded child tax credit payments were sent out in December. The 2022 tax season will deliver the rest of the child tax credit money to eligible people with their 2021 tax refunds. Families who are eligible for the child tax credit will receive at least half of their total money with this year's tax refund. This means people can receive $1,800 per child under 6 to, or even $1,000 per child under age 6 to 17. But a big thing to remember is that some will receive more than others. Taxpayers who opted out of the monthly payments or added a new dependent to the family or significantly changed their income last year could receive much more. They could receive up to $3,600 per eligible child. And I know, everybody, how important it is to make sure that you get the rest of your money. So please keep track of your letters from the IRS. It will tell you how much money you received in 2021 and the number of qualifying dependents used to calculate payments. Also, it's good to make sure that all the information on the letter is accurate before filing your taxes. The IRS sending out letter 6419 to families in late December. So if you haven't received it yet, just keep an eye on your mailbox because some people's letters are still in transit. If you don't receive the letter or lose it, don't panic. All of the important information that you need for your 2021 tax return can be found on the IRS website. And if you received more advanced child tax credit money in 2021 than you're eligible for, you might not necessarily have to pay it back. Depending on your income level, you may qualify for a repayment protection. And this repayment protection gradually phases out as income rises up to a maximum of $80,000 for single filers and $120,000 for those married filing jointly. So there are billions of dollars left over in stimulus relief money that the president can use in the American Rescue Plan. Many people in states are pushing for this unused stimulus money to be put towards a 4th round of checks for all people. And if you're experiencing financial difficulties right now, then there are still new relief programs which are available. Here's some really good news. Nearly two years and 6 relief bills into the crisis, the country has still billions of dollars left in stimulus relief money, beginning under the former president and continuing through President Biden's administration.
And paying prevailing wages, Tom. Prevailing wages, a union wage. They created tens of thousands of good-paying jobs in Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, all across the country. And today, we're announcing a new effort that's going to help us, in my view, keep that drumbeat for good-paying jobs, strengthen our national economic security, and ensure that we can continue to build a future that's made in America in a way that lives up to our values. So we're announcing a major investment in domestic production of key minerals and materials. Today, as I mentioned, China controls most of the global market in these minerals. And the fact that we can't build a future that's made in America if we ourselves are dependent on China for the materials that power the products of today and tomorrow. And this is not anti-China or anti-anything else, it's pro-American. That's why I'm taking action. Through the Department of Defense, and I have a Deputy Secretary to my, there you go, I thought to my right, the governor's to my, the Deputy Secretary is here. We're investing $35 million in MP Materials, currently America's only rare earth mining and processing operation, to help create a fully domestic supply chain for the magnets that power electric vehicle motors, wind turbines, and so much more. We know that when the federal government invests in innovation, it powers up the private sector to do what they do best. And that's what we're seeing happen. MP Materials is announcing a $700 million investment in the magnet supply chain, creating 350 good-paying jobs. Berkshire Hathaway Energy, Renewables, is breaking ground for a new facility this spring in your state. I know Gavin knows more about this than I do, but in California, to test the new process to pull lithium, which is used for batteries, for phones, for cars, for underground sources in California, Imperial Valley, in a way that's environmentally sustainable. And last week, Redwood Materials announced a partnership with Ford and Volvo to recycle lithium-ion batteries, so you'll be able to produce more of those batteries, taking out the minerals and reprocessing them so they can be used to power electric vehicles, reducing the need for new mining. And that's just the beginning, in my view. These new investments are going to do more than create good-paying jobs. They're also going to set America up to lead the world in building a clean energy economy and a clean energy future. As we build the economy, we're going to build it around working Americans. That means making sure that labor is at the table, the tribes and the people from the community are at the table from day one, and that environmental protections are paramount. We have to ensure that these resources actually benefit folks in the communities where they live, not just the shareholders. And that's going to create good-paying union jobs, and that produces more sustainability. You know, so we can avoid the historical injustices of too many mining operations left behind in American towns. I come from Scranton, Pennsylvania, used to be an anthracite coal mining. Mining is mining, but there's all kinds of it. And that's why working to modernize America's mining laws and regulations, some of which are 150 years old. That's why I've asked the Secretary of Energy, Governor Granholm, Secretary Granholm, but you're my governor, former governor, to visit the Imperial Valley in California and hear directly from local residents how this will impact on them. I know everybody's excited about the opportunity ahead. So with that, we're going to hear from Jim Litinsky, CEO of MP Materials.